Hey guys, it's Tony here at GameFieldBlog again, just bringing you another video. It's another Mass Effect multiplayer match, and it's another game that I had with Bryanee, Craig and Nick from the Third Schism. I did realise that I called Nick Mick in the last video. That was just me going blah, 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 and having a brain fart, so I do apologise for that, Nick. I will no longer call you Mick ever again. Unless you like that, of course. So this is basically a game against the Reapers that we had on the Reactor map. I'm not a massive fan of the Reactor map. It's just a little bit dark for me. But, you know, whatever. It's still quite a fun map to play. The very first round that you saw there was just pretty much a warm-up. We absolutely decimated them. And this is just basically an all-out biotic assault. We're playing again as 4 Adepts. I think we went through several games playing as 4 Adepts. Obviously, you saw my first one on Dagger. As I've mentioned, this is the Reactor map, and I have another one versus the Geth, and I think it's on White, which I will be uploading straight away afterwards. So again, this was a really fun game. It just shows the power of 4 Adepts running around the map, and it really shows up some really good teamwork that we had going on. On this one, we've obviously got to eliminate all of the targets going on. And I just want to point out that when you're taking on such challenges as when you've got to hunt down the targets, it really helps to be situationally aware of where you are and where the team are on the map. As you can see, we're basically just going all balls out here. Excuse me. You know, we're doing quite a lot of flanking. We're hanging around in pairs, which I mentioned on the last video is a real good tactic to start getting used to. As you can see in this little section here, we just basically storm in and we're just throwing warp and I can't remember what's the bloody other power. I can't remember. We're just throwing all our biotic attacks, shooting them all down, and we're just getting them in a crossfire. And basically, when you get whoever it is you're playing, the Geth, the Reapers, Cerberus, whatever, when you're getting them in a crossfire, it basically just splits the enemies up. They don't really know who to target, and it's a really good idea to start getting into the habit of doing that, because you may only get targeted by 1 or 2 enemies, which you can probably take down quite easily yourself. Whereas if you're all piled in one little corridor, there's an epic fail there, and they turn around and hit me. Thank you for that, Kerry Katona. Yeah, and it's just an idea to kind of like split up. Just be aware of where you are. As you can see there, Bryanee went down, but I stuck here taking on these husks and everything that are running towards me, because I knew the other team members were down there with him already and they would pick him up off the floor. There's a tendency that whenever you see your teammate go down and drop, you want to run in and get them up straight away. But just be aware of where your other team members are, because someone can always do that for you. Now, this next little section that you see coming up here, this is this just basically shows you the power of 4 Adepts running loose. The Reapers spawned at the top of this thing where we're running now. And I mean, just watch this. I mean, absolutely decimated them. They just... There was nothing they could do. I mean, absolute carnage. Oh, it's mad. Explosions everywhere. I tell you, if you haven't tried playing with 4 Adepts, I'd highly recommend it. Get some friends together, all pick an Adept. It's absolutely chaotic. So again, this is basically just another demonstration here of what I was talking about, being situationally aware, just knowing exactly where your team are. You know, it just really kind of helps with communication. I cannot stress this enough. I mean, it should be a fact in any multiplayer game, but especially for Mass Effect. I do believe communication really is the key. You can see me and Nick are kind of like hanging around on this point, and we get surprised by a brute. The brute kind of like keeps running down. At this point, Bryanee and Craig are up at the top, taking on any enemies that are coming their way. So we kind of like start to retreat into this corridor here. Still, you know, attacking him with warp, still just shooting hell out of him. And in a second, you'll see Nick goes down. Now, I don't initially run in to get him, because I can see coming down the corridor at the back, Bryanee and Craig are coming up, and I know that they're going to pick him up for me. So I just keep retreating, keep shooting. and that's the brute down, you know. So again, it just really helps if you're situationally aware and if you're communicating with yourself. I didn't really want to run in there because the brute would have just battered me as well. Then that would have been 2 people to pick up, so you know. Now I think we've got some more target shooting excuse me, coming up in this section. And again, I think one of the first things that we've got is this brute. Now, with 4 of us on it, 4 adepts just spamming biotics and everything like that, it's just absolutely no problem whatsoever. I mean, what was that? 10 seconds, if that it took down. You know, again, I always kind of like stress that if in Mass Effect, if there's a situation when you're getting pummeled by the enemy, by all means run away, gather your thoughts, run away. Get your shields back up and then come back. But as you can see here, because we're sticking together, we're just absolutely creaming them. You know, the brutes and everything just have nothing to give us, nothing to threaten us with whatsoever. And again, just being situationally aware, I'm taking down the bad guys. I think doesn't Nick go down at this point? Yeah, Nick goes down. I instantly turn around to get him up, but because Bryanee's there, he gets him up straight away. Now, I think this is the very first Banshee that we fought, and usually when the Banshees come I run a mile, but again, just as we did with the brute beforehand, there's 4 of us there, and I mean, just look, it's absolutely no problem whatsoever. They're just taking her down on her own. And I always stress this, and I know that you probably know this already, but as soon as the Banshees, the brutes, the Geth Primes, the Atlas come on the scene, make them your priority, take them down first, because if not you will get sent to hell in a handcart. They're just absolute carnage. So again, we've got the Banshee and the brute here. At this point we were panicking a little bit, because not only that, we had everything else coming towards us. But again, if you target these guys first, these are the real headaches that you're going to have in this situation. As you can see, Craig is right down in the background. One of the guys, I'm not sure who's, off to the right, so we've got them in a crossfire, and they basically don't really know who to target. They keep swinging from one to the other, and again, Craig has gone down there, but we're not running in straight away to get him, but because you've got to remember, you've still got about 30 seconds or so before you die. And I love these attacks. I've been using these quite. If I see the enemy has gone into cover, I'll instantly run up into the cover and reach over and grab them and stamp them. It's usually just a one-hit kill, and it's a great way if you're stuck in a bind to get yourself out of a bit of a mess. Plus, it looks fucking cool as well. I tell you, I'm getting so hooked on this game at the moment. If by all means, again, if you want to join me in a game, have a game, don't mind me recording some footage, I would gladly upload it to my channel. I'll love to have you in there. That'll be fantastic stuff. So pretty much we're coming up to the end of the video, and everything that I've been kind of recommending to do so far with regarding to healing your enemies and being situationally aware, I'm going to really contradict myself now, because at certain times all that kind of stuff goes out of the window. Now, we've got obviously the 4 points to take down here, but we've got a Banshee in the mix. There is at least a brute or 2 running around, and we're just initially getting absolutely battered. But because, and this is the time, if you are, I recommend anyway, if you are in this kind of situation and it just seems like everything's going pear-shaped and you can't do anything right, your first priority should really be taking up any team members that get knocked down to the floor. I know I kind of contradicted myself there by what I said earlier on, but that was when you can kind of handle the pace of the enemies that are coming, and you've maybe just got 1 brute or 1 Banshee or 1 Geth Prime or whatever it is to take down. When you've got multiple kind of huge beasts to be taking, the less of you that are kind of like in the fight, they're going to target you straight away. We got kind of lucky here with this brute getting caught behind the scenery, because it allowed him to just allowed us to just pepper him and kill him. One thing I always make the mistake of doing, as you can see there, is whenever the brute kind of takes a tumble, I always go to run past him and do a forward roll, and I don't realise that when the brute drops, his big armoured kind of like hand drops down, and it can still actually cause quite a lot of damage. Now, as you can see here, there's that Ravager up at the top that was targeting me with the enemy, and the Banshee that I just dropped down here. But my first priority there, rather than targeting them, is get the other team members up. Just get them straight back into the fight as soon as you possibly can. Because, you know, you really do need the firepower when you combine with this. And obviously we kind of took them out. The Banshee went, the Ravager went. We're just kind of like left with the brute that's there. Bryanee goes down again. Straight in, rush, pick him up. Nick's going down. I think Craigie might pick him up. Take a quick split second to get some ammo. Straight back down. Honestly, this I think this was the toughest part that we had in the game. It was absolutely, it was just so hard. I mean, we were just running around, shouting at each other down the mic. I'm down, come get me up here. It was loads of fun, but it, you know, it was real challenge. And again, I can't wait to see what it's like with 4 adepts that are really highly powered. Because me, I think I was only about maybe level 11, level 12 when we took this on, and I know some of the other guys were quite low levels in it as well. So guys, thanks for tuning in and watching this video again. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I hope you've enjoyed the gameplay. I hope you've enjoyed my few little hints and tips for what they are worth. It's just my little kind of points that I want to get across, things that have helped me out while playing the game. As I said, if you've enjoyed the video and you want to take part in a game of Mass Effect multiplayer, just by all means send me a private message, get in touch with me on Twitter, which is GameFreakBlog. Thanks to Bryanee, Nick and Craig again for the game. Absolutely wonderful guys. Pop along to the Third Schism website. I'll drop the link in the video description again. Join in with the games, join in with the lads on the forum. They're a great bunch of guys. You can get games going, conversations going. Real nice place to go and hang out. So guys, Tony from GameFreakBlog, another Mass Effect video. I will see you in the next one where we take on the Geth.